Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me? Am I audible? Am I visible as well? Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Varshit, Samita, Naman, Rutik, Parth. Yes, that exactly was the first thing I was expecting, Parth. It will be done by EOD today. Okay. So, guys, excited, nervous? How's the feeling? Finally, the D day has come. So how does it feel? And it would be great if you can turn on the camera so I can see how much tired you are basically with the entire 2 years of preparation that will be coming to an halt tomorrow. So I just want to know, how are we feeling? Something. Tension is now a function of time. Okay. Exponentially increasing. Nervous. Really nervous. Guys, the entire 2 years of life that you have dedicated, you ultimately have to combine everything inside and just give your 100%. I would not say 100% will work over there. Ideally, more than 100%. Give your blood, give your sweat, everything. Tomorrow is finally the day which you all were waiting for, which even we are also waiting for. So, yes, nervousness will for sure be at the peak. I can't just imagine a day after tomorrow. I have literally nothing to study. It's going to, yes. So after tomorrow, you will actually realize how much time you have on your hands. So do everything that you were not able to do in the past 2 years. Everything. Go out, meet your friends, see as many movies as you want, as many TV series. In short, whatever you feel like doing, which you were restricting yourself to do for the past 2 years. So this preparation would definitely made you understand the importance of time. And if you can actually think, you have a lot of time in your day-to-day life. We can do whatever you want whenever you want. That feels kind of weird. Yes, you can do whatever you want whenever you want. No pressure. No one will be saying, okay, you have to study. Even you will also not have that thought, oh, I have to study. Anyone else, any other competitive exam paper left after tomorrow as well. So they have to buckle up. If we are done with all the tests, anyone giving the bitsat in the second shift, that is in the month of June. So I think those are the only people left. Rest all the would have done already. Okay, perfect. All right, all right. Parents told to give Kerala state exam, but I'm tired of exams. Now, so that would be like a piece of cake for you. Once you have prepared yourself for JEE Advanced, everything else is like a piece of cake. You can easily walk through it. So my suggestion would also be, matlab, don't you give as many tests as you can, give as many competitive exams as you can. Yes, JEE is our ultimate journey. I agree. But don't shy away from having another option under your bucket. So, yes. Okay. 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 Interesting. So, guys, without further ado, you must have a lot of motivational session. You must have a lot of guidance. So it's not like I'll be telling you some out of the box things, but yes, it would be the same thing. But when so many people are saying the same thing to you again and again, that means it will work for sure. See, JEE Advanced, first of all, is a kind of paper which will, one, definitely it will be testing your knowledge, but at the same time, it will also be testing your aptitude. So keep your calm while giving the exam. That is the very first thing. Don't be too much nervous. Don't be too much overconfident also, I would say, with your answers. Because since you have given so many mock tests, you already know how the answers are framed, how the questions are framed. The question will actually made you move towards the incorrect option. So you have to stay away from that trap of the question. But again, don't doubt yourself for every question. Like if it is a JEE advanced question, how can it be so simple? It can be. Just keep your calm, believe in yourself. That is something we for sure have to do. Okay. So, yes, let's just begin the part. So, we know who is the organizing institute for this academic year, and that is your IIT Madras. So, before, if I talk about IIT Madras, this logo gives me chills. Yes, that is exactly what your motivation should be. IIT. See, again, no matter whether you will get admission into IIT or not, this preparation journey, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you think the person you were 2 years before and the person you are right now, there's a lot of difference. When you reflect on this entire preparation journey, don't you feel how much I've stretched myself, how much I've pushed my limits, how much I've pushed my boundaries? So these are the learning for the lifetime. And that's why it is said that a person who has actually prepared or grilled himself or herself for any competitive exam, especially the exam like JEE Advanced, they will be able to overcome any hurdle that will be coming in their life. And it is true, guys, it is true. The journey is very beautiful. You have your ups, you have your downs, but ultimately it would be worth it in the end. And it would be worth it even if you get into a college if you're not. This preparation itself is something to be proud of, for sure. 100%. So, yes, as I was talking about, this year we have IIT Madras as the organizing committee or organizing institute who is setting up the paper of JEE 2024. And before this year, in 2010 and 2017 also, the exam was conducted by IIT Madras, and as per the analysis, the paper was of moderate level. As per the analysis, the paper was of moderate level. So even, I'm saying you can just expect, but always prepare for the unexpected part also. Since in the past 2 years, the exam was falling under the moderate category, so we can expect that this year also, the history will repeat itself, but you never know. Yes, this year also the history can repeat itself, but you never know. Anything can happen. You can get the paper corresponding to one of the easiest shifts. You can get the paper corresponding to one of the most difficult shifts. That will happen. But again, if the paper is difficult, it's not only difficult for you, it is for everyone. So cutoff would be lower because every year, if I'm saying there are approximately 17,000 seats in JEE. So if you are securing a rank within that zone, automatically you will get into the IIT. Why am I scared? No, no, I'm not scaring you guys. I'm just saying, just don't stress yourself too much because if the exam is difficult, it will be difficult for everyone. And if it is easy, then you have to make sure that you're above a threshold because then it would be easy for other people also. Yeah, this conversation is not to give you people any kind of hard time, but just to make you relax before the final exam that you will be giving tomorrow. Yes. So definitely, Bacha, you can say the marking scheme, the paper pattern, everything. So we can have a rough idea, or we can have an idea that these are the kind of questions that are coming from the past year. So these kind of questions would be there for this academic year as well. But you never know. So just prepare yourself for the worst. And whatever then happen, it would be more good than what can be worse than that already. Okay. And one more suggestion I will have, if possible, if you people have time and if it is feasible, make sure that you're visiting your examination center at least once before the exam. If you have time and if it is feasible for you, then make sure that you're visiting your exam center before the exam, maybe today evening. Why? Because, yes, so that you are not new to that particular vibe or to that particular environment. Many a time it happens, people get scared. Matlab, even when I was giving my exam, I was so hell scared. I actually see the number, the room number or the whatever you say, the allotment seat also, I counted as wrong. So I went back to the board and I cross-checked it again. So this kind of nervousness kick in. It's normal. It's normal. But again, try to keep your calm. Meditate. Simple, simple. Meditate. Deep breaths. Best technique to keep yourself calm. I sent my mom to do it. She said it's fine. Okay, fine. I had two others exam in the same center. Then so perfect. So you're already aware of the vibe of the environment of that particular center. Perfect. Yes. So guys, this is what the past history of this organizing institute is. So on the similar ground, we can expect the paper to be of moderate level, but again, you can't predict anything over here. Did you ever face a blackout during your exam? Like you have felt that feeling that you know you have done a similar question before? Yes, definitely. Even today also, if I'm giving a particular exam, that would be defining moment for my life. It is possible to happen. That's why I'm saying that just keep your calm, breathe. Just try to trick your mind that this is something I've done in the past. So what's new now? Treat it as like another mock paper. Simple. Blackout, feeling nervous. Yes, it's all the things that everyone has gone through in their journey. So it's a part of failure as well as the success. So yes, it happens. It's real. Yes. Malab, I completely remember in one of the question, malab, you can just imagine that the stress level was so much. Somehow the question was asking me to calculate the hypotenuse and I calculated the base. How simple it is to apply Pythagoras theorem for a 12th grade person. So this happened. This is real. And when I was reflecting back onto the question, that's when I realized, oh God, what have I done? What have I done? So this happens. So read the question properly, give it the kind of respect that the question demands from you. At least 30 seconds before attempting the question, before diving into the question. The mistake that I made, and even sometimes I still do. The mistake I made and the mistake that I've seen most of the students doing. Looking at the question, oh, ये तो मेरे को आता है. And without even understanding what the next part of the question is saying, answer निकाल दिया. And you will see that particular answer in the options. So don't fall in the trap of the question. Don't fall in the trap of the question. Make sure you are giving it the amount of time it deserves. For every question, see the questions of JEE Advanced, why they are so difficult? Because it's also about interpreting the language. So if you are good in interpreting what the question is actually saying, or what the question is actually giving me and what it is asking from me, half of the job is done. That's what we say. If we are able to classify a particular question into subcategory, okay, this question belongs to this concept, half of our job is done. Because now I don't have to navigate through thousands of options. I've already filtered out the first phase. Now the only thing I have to do is, okay, if this is the sum concept, this is the formula we have to apply to get the answer. As simple as that. Okay. Now, the very first advice for all of you today, especially for you, Parth. Sleep is very much important. Sleep is very much important. So make sure that you are having good 7 to 8 hours of sleep and peaceful sleep. It is very much important for sure. Don't underestimate. Don't test your body because don't test your brain. Otherwise, it will not operate when you want it to be. So sleep well, easily 7 to 8 hours of sleep is necessary. And peaceful sleep. If you are having stress sleeping because of that tension building inside your head, no worries. Take deep breaths, meditate, and you will be good to go. Or start reading some novel, but a kind of novel which you don't have to make your brain active. So yes, proper 7 to 8 hours of sleep is necessary. So let's say if your exam is beginning, so the first test or the first paper would be from 9 to 12 a.m. And as per the instructions given in your admit card, I am sure that 7 a.m. is the reporting time. Correct? 7 a.m. is the reporting time. And all of you must be taking 40 or 30 to 40 minutes. Matlab, in short, this much amount of time for reaching the center. So you will definitely be waking up at what? Maximum by 6? Maximum by 6 a.m. Because if you have to reach the center, you'll take half an hour, good half an hour, or more than that also. So yes, so if you're waking up by 6 a.m., then at what time you have to go to sleep? At max by 10. At max by 10 p.m., not more than that. Yes, 10 ideally, because I'm saying 8 hours of sleep is for sure required. So try to sleep by 10 or between 10 to 11 for sure. Then only you will be 100% active, your mind would be fresh, and you will be ready to win the battle. Okay? So first advice for sure, take proper 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you are having issue sleeping, meditate, take deep breaths, this will work for sure. It has worked for me every time. It will work. Just close your eyes. Don't think about anything. Just randomly start revising formulas in your head. Try to engage your mind. Try every time you feel, okay, I am thinking something negative, try to engage your mind. Try to keep your mind occupied so that it is not going into the negative aspect. That what if I was not able to perform well? What if the questions are not something which I've studied? So stop your brain activating in that direction. Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Don't worry. Okay. Then coming to the part again, breakfast. It should not be like कि पराठे खा के जा रहे हो. No. Just take a light breakfast like poha, idli, this kind of breakfast. Not a kind of heavy breakfast which would make you sleep or which would make you lethargic. No. Oats, these kind of breakfast will work. And for sure, avoid these acidic foods. When I'm saying acidic foods, these juices, this curd, yogurt, avoid everything. I know your mothers would be making you eat this yogurt because that is something we say in India, it's a good thing. It's a good ritual to have curd before going for achieving something big in your life. So one tablespoon would be more than enough. It should not be like your entire breakfast is revolving around that part. Guys, avoid these things because ultimately they will not be good because you know how much the temperature is right now in India. And you never know how the condition of the examination hall would be. ACs might be working, fans might be working or not. So while you're putting this acidic food inside your body, there'll be unnecessary sweating. So we want to avoid that. So that's why just keep a light breakfast with you. Have it before going to the examination center. And for sure, you will be eating something in your break also. So in short, you have to survive for that 7 to 12, 5 hours ka duration. That is what you have to survive in that particular breakfast. And you can do that by having good amount of poha, oats, idli, something kind of light break. So make sure that you are avoiding any kind of juices or any kind of acidic foods. No cold drink, no coffee, nothing. Especially these people. But this is especially for you because I know that is your habit. I will keep my brain active by having caffeine intake. No, nothing like that. So start taking these advices seriously, guys. No caffeine intake, no tea, no coffee, no curd, no yogurt, nothing at all. No acidic food in short. Okay. No. Black coffee also contain. Black coffee is the biggest source of acidity. Just read it somewhere. It is not actually good, especially having early in the morning when you have to keep your brain active. It would be keeping it engaged for that particular duration. After that, if you don't have another intake of it, your brain will not be that much active. So my personal advice would be to say no to any kind of these drinks for sure. Okay. Yes. And today, nothing, just revising the basic formulas and reactions. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Just revise your basic formulas and reaction. Nothing at all. No, don't you even think about giving a mock test. Don't you even think about stressing yourself about your weak topics. No, these are the two things for sure we have to avoid. Just revise the basic formulas. Don't think about your weaknesses. Just think about your strengths. because otherwise unnecessary stress will build up and you will not be able to perform well. You will not be able to perform well. I clearly remember one of the biggest mistake I did. I was giving a competitive exam. One day before the exam, so that was of around the total 800 marks. That was the and I was expecting to score above 700. And in almost all of my mock tests, I was getting somewhere within the range of 710, 720, like that. I gave one last mock test, which everyone advised me not to do. I gave one last mock test just 2 days before the exam, and I got 530. I still remember I got 530, and I was like, the entire day I was just crying. Entire day I was just crying. And it ultimately hampered my final performance as well. So I have myself have gone through that mistake. So I don't want you people to go through that. It does a lot. It take a toll on your preparation journey, take a toll on your mind. So please don't stress about your weak topics. Whatever you have done, you have prepared yourself well, perfect. Now just revise whatever you already know. Don't try to process any new information at this moment for sure. Don't try to process any new information at this point of time for sure. Now, this is what you have to do before you're going into the examination center. Once you are into the center, once you have your paper one in front of you, start with the subject you are most comfortable with. Start with the subject you are most comfortable with. For some of you, it can be chemistry. For some of you, it can be physics. For some of you, it can be maths. That's completely an individual choice. So always start with the subject that you're most comfortable with. The reason is because if in the beginning, between this 30 to 45 minutes, if you are able to solve good amount of question, that too, you're feeling that, yes, I'm able to solve the question. This will be the game changer because automatically then your confidence will also rise in an exponential level. Then your confidence will also rise in an exponential level. So please make sure of this part. Okay. Worst comes to worst. Okay. You are starting with your most comfortable subject, but let's say that particular subject is comparatively difficult this time. Let's say that particular subject is comparatively difficult this time. Don't stress yourself too much. Easily switch to the next subject. Easily switch to the next subject. If you feel that is also difficult, switch to the another one. For sure, out of the three subjects, you will find one of them to be doable. For sure. Because JEE is not uh, creating the paper such that not even a single subject can be doable. Because then how will the people be able to qualify the individual subject cutoff? So that's not possible, guys. So always start with the subject that you're most comfortable with. Worst come to worst. If the subject is hard, if the subject is difficult for us, then quickly jump to the next one. Don't waste your time. Don't you dare waste your time. Because this 30 to 45 minutes, the starting ke 30 to 45 minutes will actually drive how the remaining part would be. Will actually drive how the remaining part would be. Okay. So please keep this thing in mind. How you are performing in this initial 30 to 45 minutes. See, if you are able to target even around 5 to 7 questions in this 30 to 45 minutes, that's a very good start. That is a very good start for us. That will automatically give us a confidence that yes, we are on the correct path and yes, we can do it. Okay. So always start with the subject you're most comfortable with. But if you feel, okay, this is comparatively difficult, quickly toggle to the other part. Don't waste your time unnecessarily because every minute will count. Every minute will count. All right. Now, this you were talking about the break time. Now you're done with your first test, then comes your break time. The first mistake I have seen more than 90% of the students do. They start discussing the paper with their peers. Why? Why unnecessary stressing yourself? Never do that. Never ever do that. Because whatever is done is done. You cannot go back and change that part. But that somehow will hamper the next 3 hours. That is your paper too. 90% of the students struggle in paper 2 because they took the burden of paper 1 with them, which is something you have to avoid. Don't you even dare discuss even a single question, even if you are 100% sure of it. Guys, take this thing very seriously. It has happened to a lot of students. They personally discussed this and they personally told me their stories that, ma'am, yes, this kind of thing happened with us. And that was the major reason we knew the questions in paper 2, but still we started doubting ourselves and then we were not able to perform well. So if you feel by staying at the center, it is almost impossible for you to not have a discussion with your peers, just get out of the center, be in some other isolated place. I am assuming all of you would be going with your own convince, right? So you can be inside your cars, you can be inside your vehicles, or if not anything, guys, there are a lot of nowadays India is also very much progressive. So wherever your center is, definitely there'll be a lot of staying places and there'll be a lot of, even if the center is an isolated place, then also maybe 10, 20 minutes away, there will be something for you where you can have a proper rest. It can be a lodge, it can be a hotel, it can be anything. But just don't. And if you feel I can stay in that environment, I will not discuss it with anyone else, please stay over there. That's not at all an issue. But try to have an environment where you are more comfortable because in such a kind of scorching heat, you cannot just stay outside. Correct. You need a kind of environment, AC or something. So that's why I'm saying take a hotel, rest over there for a good amount of time. Stop because automatically, once you shut yourself, once you close your eyes, once you start giving your brain a rest, then it will disconnect you from the previous part and it will at the same time prepare you for the next journey as well. Because paper 1 would only be like half of the journey done. And the remaining half will become your decider. Why? Because see, all of us would be active in the first 3 hours. All of us would know. All of us will be giving us 200% in the first 3 hours. How much effectively you are able to reciprocate in the second time? That is what make the entire difference. That is what make the entire difference. So, and that is where the most students struggle. So guys, yes, definitely take proper rest. By proper rest, it can be a power nap of good 40 to 50 minutes. But make sure that there is someone with you in that break time and who will be waking you up. Because it should not be like you're just waking up 10 minutes before the second shift. Then your body would be a bit lethargic. It will take some time to refresh or reprocess itself. Correct? So a good 30 to 40 minutes of power nap would be good for us. And this is something very important, very, very important. I don't know how much I have to stress onto the importance of this part. Don't think about the mistakes. No, what's done is done. What's done is done. You cannot go back and change it. But definitely by doing this part, by thinking about the mistakes, your second shift or your second part will be hampered for sure. So I don't want you people to do that. Many students made the mistake and they have struggled. I don't want you to do the same thing. So this is how you will be spending your break time. Come out, eat something, have a comfortable place, be it in the center as well as outside the center. It can be anything. Wherever you are getting a proper environment of relaxation. Not something where people are coming to you and they're asking me, oh, iska answer kya tha, iska answer kya tha. That discussion is something you don't have to do at all. That discussion is something you don't have to do at all. Understood? Okay. Anyone, any other query regarding this break time to ask me? That is where most of us struggle, that what to do for those two. I have no one here who I know who will ask the answer, so I'm pretty safe. First of all, you don't need to know anyone to come to you and ask the answers. It can be any random person, and he or she would be more than enough to ruin your entire day. Oh, you made this answer? Don't you think it should be like this? So, irrespective of the fact, even you know the person or not, students are very much excited. Oh, batao, batao, iska answer kya tha, iska answer kya tha. Haan, please. Yes, so you can just calmly say, I'm not interested in discussing this part, just quietly walk away. Just quietly walk away. That can also work for sure. Okay. But again, I am stressing, I don't know how much time I have to. Don't discuss the mistakes of your first paper with the second one, with anyone, and it will entirely ruin your chances for the second paper. Okay? All right. Yes. Now, these are some, we were analyzing some of the past year papers, and these are some of the topics that I was able to grasp from them based on the analysis of some of the previous year papers. So, in physics, as per the analysis that I was watching, almost 50, okay, best case if I'm talking about, best possible case, guys, if I'm talking about. So 80% of the paper would be from these topics. 80% of the paper would be from these topics. That is your optics, modern physics, rotation, KTG, electrostat, these SHM waves. And even in the worst case scenario also, even in the worst case scenario also, they will have a combined weightage of 50%. For sure. They'll have a combined weightage of 50%. And among these also, if I talk about the most important topics that I was going through, are these. Most important topics are these three. Your optics, modern physics, rotation, KTG, and thermo. These are the most important ones. Very, 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 very. So now the idea should not be, oh, मैंने ये topic नहीं करे, so I'll just start doing them again. No. No, no, no. Even if you haven't done those topics, that's completely fine. Whatever topics you have done, just revise the formula. Just revise the basic things. Just revise the key points which you feel that you will be missing again and again. So don't stress. But if you are not so strong in them, these topics, again, bacha, see, let's try to be very honest over here. Okay? If I'm talking about, abhi I'll discuss it with you also. Let me show you that slide first. See, if I'm talking about the expected cutoff for this year, obviously it will change. This is just a tentative idea that has been released. Okay. So if I talk about the official cutoff, that is of 35%. Okay, guys, total marks this year is of how many marks? Now, this is the something you should know. What is the maximum mark for this year? Hello. This year total marks is 360. Paper 1 and paper 2, correct? But isn't the total marks this year is 304? Why we are saying 360? It's 360. Yeah, no. It's 300 and wait. 306 marks. No. Not 306 marks. Not 306 points. My bad. Yes. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. Yes, that's fine. 360 marks if you are saying. So we are saying 360. Okay, let me do the slideshow again. Resume. Yes. So 35% cutoff, meaning how much? 35% cutoff, meaning how much? You tell me, guys, 35% meaning cutoff, how much? 35% would be around 126 marks. Correct? It can be more than that, it can be less than that also. Approximately, so you are talking about 126 marks. Correct? And the minimum cutoff for every subject is 10 questions, 10 marks. So on an average, I can say if you are able to do 3 questions correct, you will be good to go. 3 to 4, if you are saying 3 marks questions are also there. So 3 to 4 questions, you will be able to qualify the minimum cutoff for every subject, right? You will be able to qualify the minimum cutoff for every subject. Okay. This is for common. Now, when you're talking about the rank categories, it would definitely be lower than that. So, bacha, you have to get 126 marks. It can be more than this, it can be less than this. This is also something we are repeating again and again. Okay. Now, look at some of the previous year data. Look at some of the previous year data. Okay. Now, if I'm looking at 12, let's start with 2019. If I'm looking at 2019, the person who got the AIR 1 rank, 346 marks. The person who got the AIR 1 rank was 346 marks. Then within the range of 1 to 101, 270. Then 206, 150. So as you can see, till 119 also, 35% is just our idea expected. It can be lower than this also. It can be lower than this also. Look at 2021. Even on 94 marks out of 360, even on 94 marks out of 360. And this, in fact, is out of 372. It's so almost is the same bifurcation. So out of 360, it is 94, right? So out of the 360, even if you are getting 94 marks, you are in 5,000 rank. Oh, sorry, 15, my bad. So this is 10,000, this is 15,000. So that means even then also you'll be qualifying for JEE Advanced because you have approximately 17,000 something seats. So even then you will be qualified. And not only qualified, you will get an IIT for sure. Let's not talk about qualification. And then comes 2022. Then comes 2022, 78. So as you can see, as per the cutoff, as per the maximum percentage, so far as per the data, 2022 was a difficult one. At least in these 5 years. 2022 was a difficult one, at least in these 5 years. Because just by scoring 78 marks, you will be in the 15,000 rank. You will be in the 15,000 rank. Yes. So now, bacha, so again, the strategy of this whole JEE Advanced test is not to score or not to get as many. It's like even if you are able to attempt 50% of the paper, so even if you are able to attempt 50% of the paper, then also don't you think you will get a seat in IIT for sure? Easily. So our target, if I am getting 100, if I'm getting, yes, our target, let it be. I'll just use this one. Huh. So if we are saying that 50% is our criteria that we have to look for. So that means 50%, so it's very good, very good. Very good. Look at the data. 50% means you are somewhere falling in this category within top 1,000. Within top 1,000. Can you see this? Obviously, 2023 was a bit higher, but at least for the remaining subject is close to within the range of 50 to 60. So ideally, we are falling in the range of 30%. We are falling in the range of 30% collectively for all the years, as you can see. So even not 50%. Our target is 30% and we are good to go for an IIT, actually. So even if you are saying, no, I'll have a target of 50% because I want the top colleges. Perfect. Why not? Perfect. So then it's like 25% you have to do in paper 1 and the remaining 25% you have to do in the paper 2. So how difficult will it be? Yes, it is difficult. But if you start going with the approach now that if I'm able to do 5 to 10 questions over here, and if I'm able to do 5 to 10 questions over here, correct, then also I have very good chances of selection. So try to build this strategy in your mind rather than thinking कि मेरे को सारे questions solve करने हैं. No. That is not an ideal strategy. That is not at all an ideal strategy. Okay. So don't stress too much. Don't stress too much about this. Also, will it be possible that you end up scoring higher in the actual exam than you what did in the mock because mock seem harder than past years? Okay, let's be realistic over here. Let's be realistic. Okay, let's say in mocks you're getting close to 200. Let's say in mocks you're getting close to 200. Now, on the exam day, it would not be like कि कुछ चमत्कार हो जाएगा and you'll get 250. इतना difference नहीं आएगा as long as the paper is too easy. So if the paper is easy, it will be easy for everyone and then your cutoff would be higher. So ultimately, you will be falling in the same zone of 200 only. That would be equivalent to 250 for a इजी पेपर. सो एकदम से कुछ चमत्कार नहीं हो जाएगा दैट यू आर कंसिस्टेंटली गेटिंग 200 एंड फाइनल पेपर में जाके ओ हमने ऐसा कर दिया कि 250 आ जाएंगे. नो, plus minus 10 marks would be there and definitely we will try to have plus. Definitely we will try to have plus. हाँ, for sure. But इतना बचा plus minus 20 marks. Even if I'm saying 20 marks are different. So on an average, I'm talking about 5 questions, right? हाँ. And when I'm saying qualify cut off करने के लिए तो मैं टोटल एक पेपर में 5 to 10 क्वेश्चन करने हैं. So you can imagine कि एक एक क्वेश्चन कितना डिफरेंस क्रिएट करता है, right? So you can just imagine how much difference even a single question will create. So your ideal target would be कि इतना तो मेरे को लेके आना ही है, इससे ऊपर डेफिनेटली मैं टारगेट करूंगा, इससे नीचे नहीं जाना. तो स्ट्रैटेजी तुम्हारे दिमाग में क्लियर होनी चाहिए कि इफ आई एम स्कोरिंग दिस मच इन मॉक तो मेरे को इतने क्वेश्चन तो करने ही है टू गेट दैट पर्टिकुलर स्कोर एंड आई हैव टू डू दीज मेनी क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट. एज सिंपल एज दैट. बिकॉज आई नो एवरी वन ऑफ यू, तुमने अपने दिमाग में टारगेट बना के रखा है, अगर मेरे को ये वाला कॉलेज चाहिए तो मेरे को इतने मार्क्स चाहिए, राइट? एंड फॉर दीज मार्क्स मुझे ये वाले क्वेश्चंस, इतने क्वेश्चंस टारगेट करने हैं. I think that strategy is clear in everyone's head. Oh, even if it is not, even if you feel कि मेरे को तो बस जेई मतलब आईआईटी में जाना है, I am not bothered which college I'll be having. Perfect. तो तुम्हें तो बच्चे से क्वालिफाई करना है. So it's like between the range of 25 to 30% also you will be able to get an IIT. So half of the pressure would be already released. Half of the pressure would be already released. There is less chances of making mistake. It's more of not knowing where to start in JEE Advanced. No, I would not say it's not more. It's not. No, you always know where to start. That's what we discussed, na? Always start with the subject that you're most comfortable with. If worst come to worst, agar wo subject sabse difficult hai, to we'll be moving to the other subject. Because how we are performing in that first 1 hour will decide the remaining time for us. So it is very much important to choose wisely. And don't deviate from your strategy that you are taking in the mock. It's not like out of the blue जाके कुछ नया experiment start मत कर देना वहां पे, because that is your exam day. Work with the strategy that you already aware of. Work with the strategy that you are already aware of. Don't think about experimenting. Don't think about experimenting or starting something new altogether, because that is the strategy you have built after giving 10 to 12 mocks. So your brain is activated in that moment. Your brain is performing in that direction कि मेरे को फिजिक्स के बाद केमिस्ट्री करना है, केमिस्ट्री के बाद मैथ्स करना है. So don't break that flow. If it is avoidable, please avoid it. Okay. So yes, बच्चा definitely deviation हो सकता है एग्जाम के स्कोर में as per your actual mock, but not that much. Yes, whatever order follows fine for you. It can be PCM, it can be CMP, it can be CPM, it can be MCP, it can be MPC. मतलब जितने permutation combination में से जो तुम्हारे लिए work कर रहा है, just stick to that. My point is, don't start something new. Yes, tomorrow. The mocks I have get but when I'm crossing only 150, that's just completely fine, bacha. So our range is in that zone, right? So if we are saying our score is between this range to this range. So this is what we are getting when we are comparatively talking about easy paper, because marks automatically तभी high होंगे जब paper easy है, correct? And this when I'm talking about a hard paper. तो मेरा इसी zone में कहीं ना कहीं lie करेगा वो चीज, agree? So on any day, if the paper is hard, तो बच्चा उसका 150 by default would be equivalent to 200. That's what we are trying to discuss in this cutoff marks, na? See, 2022 का paper was the most difficult one. तो automatically maximum marks का कम हुआ ना, सबसे ज्यादा कम यहीं पे है. So if you are scoring less, other people will also score less, and that's why. Look, minimum marks में भी उतनी कम होंगे फिर. So don't take too much of the stress about कि paper difficult आए तो. अरे no worry, सबके लिए difficult है. So automatically cut off कम होगी. So just give your 100%. तुम्हारे पास एक रेंज है, अब इस रेंज में ही तुम्हारा स्कोर लाई करेगा. ओके, इट विल नॉट अब वर्स का मतलब कम तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं होना चाहिए, बट yes, we can try to always score +10, +15 like that. Okay. So this data will definitely help you out to understand over here part. That was the whole point of keeping this slide over here. कि तुम्हें चीज को टारगेट कर रहे हो, दैट यू आर टारगेटिंग अ पर्टिकुलर marks, a particular number of questions in your head. Okay. Now coming to the type of questions and the difficulty level. उसकी भी बात कर लेते हैं. Guys, no matter कोई भी question paper की बात कर रहे हो तुम in this whatever journey of your life, on an average 30%, 30 या 35% से ज्यादा difficulty level किसी पेपर का नहीं जाता है, because you want people to qualify also. As simple as that. So even for JEE also we can expect that most of the question will lie in the medium category. That most of the question will lie in the medium category. We can expect that. Most of the question will lie in this category. Now coming to the part ki as per you easy question to hote hi nahi hai. They are there. Easy questions hote hain, but you have to search for them. You have to search for them. It's all about how the language of the question is, or are you able to interpret it or not. That is the only difference. So JEE में easy questions for sure होते हैं. You just have to search for it. You just have to search for it. And while searching for it, your language interpretation would come handy. So if you are good in this, then you will easily be able to bifurcate the information given and the information asked. If you have a good language interpretation, then you will easily be able to understand what is given and what is asked. And that is exactly where the entire question revolves. If we are able to identify kya given hai, and if we are able to identify kya pucha hai, simple. Now the kind of question that will be there. So in paper 1, if I talk about MCQ meaning, multi-correct. MCQ meaning is multi-correct. When I'm saying SCQ meaning, single correct. Then you have your NVQ, numerical value. These are the terminologies I've used over here. Now, if you are asking my personal advice, the order in which you attempt or target the question also matter a lot. The order in which you attempt or target the question also matter a lot. So my advice would always be that start with this NVQ or integer type of question. Then go to the single choice question and last may MCQ. Why in MCQ it is so much? Because bacha, it's like you have to read every option. So it's not a single question. It's like 4 questions combined in one altogether. Although you will be excited with the concept of this partial marking that is there in multi-choice question. But I hope this is something already clear to us that for a particular question, let's say, for example, I am saying that a correct answer was A, C, D. And the correct answer is A, C, D. And what you choose? Your response. If your response is, let's say A, you are eligible for partial marking. Perfect. If your response is AD, then also you are eligible for partial marking. If your response is ACD, then for sure you're getting full marks. But this much, the picture is clear. But the moment your response is, okay, you have, let's say you got A, you got C, you got D, but at the same time you got B. Straight to -2. The concept of partial marking only works when you're not having even a single incorrect option. Keep this aspect in mind. Keep this aspect in mind. So the best part or the best way of dealing with these multi-correct questions would be just take the option that you are 100% sure of. कि कुछ भी हो जाए ये तो correct. And stay away from all other options which you are not comfortable with. There is a very simple strategy. For multi-choice questions, read all the options carefully. Just mark those which you feel ये तो पक्का ही है. And just leave the remaining. That is the best way for you to get partial marks. If you dive too much into the question, you will overthink, and that is where the people lose maximum marks. Just वो partial marks का वो जो greediness है, उसके लिए you will be losing many more things. So don't. So ideally, guys, target the questions in this way. Why? Because no negative marking in numerical value, no negative marking in integer type. What is the best way? इन्हें तो करना ही करना है. Because you are not losing something. You're not losing anything. And in fact, Negative marking is maximum also. Partial marking है तो negative marking is also maximum for these multi-correct. So stay as away from these multi-correct as possible till the time you're not 100% confident. That would be my personal advice. Till the time you're not 100% confident, stay away from it. Clear? So this should be our ideal order of attempting. So guys, strategy always works. What's the best तुक्का number for integer type? यार नहीं, इसका कुछ नहीं है, इसका कुछ भी नहीं है. You will see a lot of YouTubers saying कि तुक्का ऐसे लगा लो, तुक्का वैसे लगा लो. जेई पागल नहीं है, because they are also looking into all those videos. So the way in which they'll be setting the paper would be against all those things. So my personal advice would be no. Guesswork अगर करना ही है तो what you can do, try to approach the question in the best possible way that you feel and go for that gut feeling कि ये आंसर हो सकता है. Rather than saying तुक्का, I would say educated guess or logical guess. That would be a correct way of saying it. Okay. केमिस्ट्री में बचा क्योंकि वैल्यू कहीं से भी कहीं तक वैली कर सकती है, तो इसीलिए ये फंडा 0 to 1 वाला वर्क नहीं करेगा, एटलीस्ट नॉट फॉर केमिस्ट्री. हार्डली कोई 2 क्वेश्चन ऐसे होंगे जिनका आंसर सेम आएगा. लेट्स फॉरगेट एवरी क्वेश्चन, राइट? सो दैट एडुकेटेड गेस माइट वर्क इन केमिस्ट्री इफ यू नो द रेंज. इफ यू नो द रेंज, इफ इट इज इंटीजर, ओके परफेक्ट. अगर तुम इंटीजर टाइप वाला क्वेश्चन बोल रहे हो, सो माय पर्सनल एडवाइस वुड बी कि अपना फेवरेट नंबर लेके आ जाना. ठीक है? whichever you feel is your favorite number between the 0 to 9, just put that. Or otherwise, Jai Mata Di 1, Jai Mata Di 2, Jai Mata Di 3, like that. Do that. So if you're actually thinking about having a tukka, do it in this manner. So guys, the order in which you attempt the subject, the order in which you attempt the question, all of this is a part of your strategy, which also comprises of 50% of your preparation. Knowledge plus aptitude, as I discussed in the beginning itself. And aptitude is also the strategy in which you will be attempting the paper. Okay? Clear? Now, yes, as coming to the part I was discussing these important topics. So now, if you haven't done these topics, stay clear of these topics. Just focus on the ones that you are 100% sure of. So in the best case scenario, 80% chances. In the worst case scenario, 50% chances that the question will be coming along these lines. Okay? For chemistry, the list is huge. मतलब मैं खुद पर्सनली नहीं बोल सकती हूँ कि कहाँ से कैसा क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा. The list is huge, for sure. So even if I'm comprising all these topics, then also I can say कि best case में you will have 60% of the questions coming from this, and worst case में you will have 30% of the questions. But again, our target only is 50% of the paper, ना? Ideally, logically, if we are thinking about it, तो हो जाएगा. And बेंजीन बहुत मिलेंगी तुम्हें पेपर में देखने को. When we are saying aromatic compound, बेंजीन बहुत होंगी. That is what we mean by aromatic compounds. तो बेंजीन बहुत होंगी. ओके, अगेन जो छोड़ दिया वो उसे भूल जाओ, उसको तो दिमाग में लाना ही नहीं है. इफ यू लेफ्ट एनीथिंग, नो, दैट्स कंप्लीटली फाइन. थिंक अबाउट द अदर टॉपिक्स ना. थिंक अबाउट द अदर टॉपिक्स. सो केमिकल काइनेटिक्स, थर्मो, इफ यू फील पी ब्लॉक नहीं आ रहा है, अब तो भूल जाओ. अब तो करना भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं करना है. इनफैक्ट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम तो आई वुड नॉट से कि ये चीजें याद रखो, बस अभी कुछ भी नया नहीं करना है. जस्ट रिमेंबर, इसके अलावा भी बचा, कोऑर्डिनेशन इज देयर, इलेक्ट्रो इज देयर, bonding is there, atomic structure is also there. मतलब है, there are a lot of things that are still there for us, so we can compensate somehow. So don't stretch too much. Don't stretch too much. Yes. And then equilibrium also. Equilibrium में if you see ionic नहीं होगा, chemical तो होगा. यार अगेन बचा केमिस्ट्री का इश्यू. पता है द रीजन इज इतने सारे टॉपिक है, तो उसमें से ना आइडेंटिफाई करना कौन सा स्ट्रांग है कौन सा वीक है वो मुश्किल हो जाता है. नाउ फ्रॉम द पास्ट मेनी इयर्स, दिस पॉलीमर्स, केमिस्ट्री इन एवरीडे लाइफ, this quantitative and qualitative analysis, these are the hot topics. These are the most, these are the topics जहां से बहुत सारे questions आते थे. But since these topics are not been there in the JEE syllabus for this academic year, तो chances हैं कि एडवांस में आए. chances हैं कि एडवांस में आए. And those would be doable questions. Those would be doable questions. But again, for coming back to my first advice, अगर वो अभी तक नहीं करा है तो अब भी नहीं करना है, अब भी नहीं करना है. एंड केमिस्ट्री इन एवरीडे का बेस्ट पार्ट है एग्जाम, हाँ, स्ट्रक्चर है ही नहीं. दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्सक्लूडिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑफ ड्रग्स, सो बेस्ट पार्ट. तो स्ट्रक्चर तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं याद करने हैं. स्ट्रक्चर गिवन होगा, उसके बेस पे अगर तुमसे कोई क्वेश्चन पूछे तो यू शुड बी एबल टू डू. अब उस पे वो क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछ सकता है, नंबर ऑफ कायरल सेंटर, नंबर ऑफ ऑप्टिकली एक्टिव, नंबर ऑफ ऑप्टिकली इनएक्टिव, ऐसे करके हाइब्रिडाइजेशन या ऐसा कुछ पूछ लेगा. सो दैट इज समथिंग यू पीपल कैन डू, आई नो. ओके, सो डोंट स्ट्रेस टू मच अबाउट द टॉपिक्स. इस लिस्ट को देख के डरना नहीं है. आइडिया वाज नॉट टू हैव यू पीपल लूज योर काम, नो. जो हुआ है मेक श्योर कि उसको अच्छे से हम कर रहे हैं. एज आई सेड, केमिस्ट्री में हर टॉपिक की वेटेज है. किसी भी टॉपिक को मैं नहीं बोल सकती कि इससे तो क्वेश्चन आ ही नहीं सकता, किसी से भी आ सकता है. दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट एज वेल एज द वर्स्ट पार्ट. कुछ भी बोल लो तुम मुझे, दैट्स अप टू यू. ओके, देन कम्स टन टना द फेवरेट वन, मैथ्स. जितना कर लो उतना कम. 45 to 70% तो पेपर तुम्हारा इनसे रिवॉल्व करने को देखा गया है. मैट्रिक्स, प्रोबेबिलिटी, कॉम्प्लेक्स, ट्रिग्नो, सर्कल्स, पीएनसी. अब कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर में आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज ट्रू और नॉट कि तुम कितने भी क्वेश्चन करके चले जाओ. द एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन वुड बी समथिंग, हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं तो नहीं हुआ. नाउ यू पीपल हैव टू टेल मी, इज दिस ट्रू? हाँ, तो अब जितना भी दिमाग लगाना है लगा लो, या फिर सेव ऑन टू दैट टाइम एंड गो टू द पार्ट विच इज यू थिंक इज डुएबल. सिंपल सा कॉल लॉजिक है. 2 क्वेश्चन आएंगे, 3 क्वेश्चन आएंगे, और कितने आ जाएंगे? तुम्हें तो 50% क्वेश्चन ही करने हैं ना. हमारा तो टारगेट ही टोटल 50% क्वेश्चन करने का. तो वाई आर वी स्टडिंग टू मच अबाउट द टॉपिक जो हमें पता है जितना भी पढ़ लो नहीं हो पाएगा. हाँ, अगेन, तो इफ इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन सम अदर टॉपिक तो दैट्स अ डिफरेंट कॉल. तो पीएनसी हो जाना चाहिए, देन योर इंटीग्रेशन. मतलब आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट दीज आर टॉपिक्स दैट आई फाउंड कंपैरेटिवली डूएबल. सो मैट्रिक्स एंड डिटर्मिनेंट्स, आई लव दोस टॉपिक्स. परफेक्ट. पीएनसी हो जाता था, प्रोबेबिलिटी हो जाता था, वेक्टर भी हो जाता था, स्टैटिस्टिक्स कैन ऑल्सो बी डन. हाँ, पीएनसी प्लस प्रोबेबिलिटी, करेक्ट, एंड एग्री. पीएनसी प्लस प्रोबेबिलिटी के जो मिक्सर के क्वेश्चन आते हैं, दैट इज समथिंग, एग्री एग्री, डेंजरस कॉम्बो, यस. बट दोज आर प्रिटी, मतलब दोज आर द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन विच आई फील कि यार ये अच्छे वाले क्वेश्चन है, इनमें दिमाग लगाना चाहिए, कि दिमाग लग के हो जाएंगे. बट इन कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर ना, नहीं हो पाएंगे, छोड़ दो, होंगे ही नहीं. दैट वाज माय लॉजिक, दैट वाज माय लॉजिक. एवरीवन कैन हैव अ डिफरेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. ओके, बट आई लव दोस पीएनसी एंड प्रोबेबिलिटी वाले क्वेश्चंस, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर पुटिंग so many conditions कि ये भी होना चाहिए, ये भी होना चाहिए, ये भी होना चाहिए. I just love those questions. So yes, guys, these are the, so on a worst possible day, we can expect around 45% contribution, and on a best possible day, we can expect around 80% contribution also from these topics. Okay, so yes, this is something we already discussed: expected difficulty level, how to approach the questions, then your expected marks versus rank, then your expected cutoff. Now, just last 2 more advice from my end before we wind up. Stay calm, stay cool, and believe in yourself. This is a journey you have lived. No one will be, no matter whatever will be the result, the learning you have in those 2 years, वो तुमसे कोई नहीं ले सकता है, for sure. ये तो पक्का है. The person you were before the journey and the person you are after the journey, you are completely new version of yourself, and you are a better version of yourself. So guys, stay your calm, stay focused, just be patient, and I will eagerly be waiting for your responses, because I am also as much nervous and excited as you people are. So this is our combined efforts, and I hope that all of you would be shine, bright and shine. Okay. So guys, just focus on the advice that I gave. Strategy plus knowledge together would help us sail through this boat. For a person like me who struggles so much, in Delhi last year. I'm just as happy that I'm in this position, whatever be tomorrow's result. Exactly. So, guys, just live your journey to the best. The day that you will be living tomorrow, वो दोबारा नहीं आएगा. The excitement, the nervousness, everything, just live up to the fullest. That one day will never be repeated in your entire life. And the entire 2 years of preparation summed up in that particular 6 hours. So you already are a hero in yourself. Those 6 hours will not be making or breaking you for sure. You have done the preparation that is required. Now you will definitely be shining tomorrow for sure. After break, what time should we report at the center? Bacha, my personal advice would be at least 45 to 30 minutes before. Okay, at least 45 to 30 minutes before, just to be on a safer side. Okay. So, guys, all the best. All my good wishes are with you. I know all of you will shine. I know all of you will give your 200%, no matter whatever the circumstances would be. I am available for you throughout the day, today as well as tomorrow. Just ping me with whatever the doubts you have. Also, just give me a missed call. Okay. I will eagerly waiting for the responses from all of you to tell me how the paper was. Yes, but I'll miss that. When you people will not bother me after tomorrow, I'll miss that part also. But guys, personally, you people are the best batch that I've taught so far. And this is not something I'm saying just for the sake of saying it, but this is true. You people are the best batch that I've taught so far. Yes. Yes, but I'll do that. Okay. Yes. And I am definitely sure you people will be missing my charters. All right, guys. All the best for tomorrow. Take care. Sleep well. Give your 100, not 100, 200%. Yes, emotional send off. इससे पहले मैं रो दूं. Now, bye bye. Bye, guys. Bye bye.